I just got a little bit of a cold, so we just kept him away. I think it's been going around a bit, so he's fine. He'll be right to play. Just a bit of a sniffle. Let him get over it. He's done a fair bit of work, so not really too concerned.
That's pretty unusual for Chris, though, isn't it, to call in sick?
No, he's done it before. Yeah. You wouldn't believe it. He has done it before. So it's probably every player on our list has done it. Even a coach has done it once. I did it once about 3 years ago. So Have you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, you've gone in sick. Yeah. Anyone else in the room? Yep, we're all guilty. So yep, Juddy, he's human. We've got him. He's human. It's good. Official. It's on record. Yeah, he trained really well today, so he'll have a bit more of a fitness test, and just everything going well, but he should play for sure. He'll be named, unless something goes amiss, he's right to go. Yeah, well, he trained well today, so he did all the session, he's done a lot of sprinting, he's tested everything out, so he's fine. So unless it pulls up extremely sore or we get some issue from it, I expect him to play. Our ball use was really average. It was something that the way we use the ball, it just makes it a lot harder to defend as well when you turn it over the way we did on the weekend. So, clearances were something that we need to get, I suppose, our hands back on the ball. When you've got the big fellas getting 60 hit-outs to 25, I think it's really important that our ground-level players get an advantage there. And I don't think we got the advantage that we should have got around the stoppages. So I think stoppages were 41 their way, 37 ours. But when you dominate 60-25 in hit-outs, you think you would have got the ball forward a bit more. We've had a lot of numbers around stoppages from probably that Essendon game anyway. I thought if you talk about their +1 versus our +1 behind the ball, there's no doubt that they had more impact on the game than what we did. And we had extra men in our back line when you stop the video and have a look, and they still won the ball. And I think, that's just conceding a soft goal really at times when we shouldn't have. And I think we just did that too much. Well, I haven't heard it. And I suppose when we lose, they just come for us and they try and put some other tags on us or something on us. That's probably just an easy hit, isn't it? So we just wait and cop what we deserve because we lost the game. So we open ourselves up to those criticisms because, when you don't win games of football, you're a free target. And, we need to apply ourselves a bit better. And just through tinkering with a couple of little things, and we think this week we've really adjusted well. Adelaide, I watched them on the weekend, and they are running as hard as anyone in the competition, up and back both ways. So we've got a really tough week this week in regards to trying to win the ball, but actually work as hard as them because they're working extremely hard. Yeah, there'll be a good debate around the match committee. I think it'll be a good one. Waits are still a question mark whether he plays. So whether we take that risk. Yaron will definitely come back in, there's no doubt about it. So, there'll be a few things. I think structurally we have to have a look at whether we play 3 tools or 2 tools. I think that's something that we're still, working out. I would love the luxury of trying to play the 3 tools, but it looks like it probably can't happen again this week. Andy's, to have Yaz out for 3 or 4 weeks is, he's such a creative player for us. But I think, Andrew, when you have players in your team, people can just take them for granted. And I think when they're not in the team, people actually really appreciate how much they do for other people around the team and in the team. And I think that's been some of the feedback of how hard Andrew works when he's in the team, not just on his role, but for other people's roles and assisting them and his voice and direction and things like that. So I think, the group's really seen that, okay, Andrew's not playing. How are we going to fix this void and how are we going to do it together? And, he's not that far away. Andrew started running again, which is great. So we'll just see in about another 2 or 3 weeks he'll get checked off by the surgeon. It's hard. I think this time of the year teams can play some really good football and fluctuate across the board. But what we've seen so far in their performances, their I suppose, hardball gets, contested footy's right up there with the very best of them. And they're scoring well. They're playing really predictable. And I suppose, you can have a look at stats and analyse them and go through it by the pure numbers. But when you look at teams and go to the game, it's a team that actually works together as a team. And that's what I can really see with Adelaide. They're really working hard together, and I thought we broke down in that area on the weekend. I thought we were a bit more, I suppose, silos in the game, where Adelaide were very much playing for each other. He might play a bit of both. He might play down back and then come into the midfield. He did that last week. He's the interesting one. He's our, I suppose, X factor and how we use him. And sometimes it's more what the team hasn't got is where we play Bryce Gibbs, and that's sometimes unfair on him. It doesn't allow him to get settled, but it's about the team, and we need to have success and play our best team. And sometimes he has to play back, and sometimes he plays middle. But we'll have a look at that to see who comes up. Yaz in the team makes it harder with Yaz and Bryce to make sure that, who do they go to, who do they stop rebounding. Those types of things are a lot more difficult for opposition teams. He's probably fluctuated a little bit through the season. I think he's very good, and he hasn't had any stinker games, but I suppose the consistency there to, a 7, 8 out of 10 every week, I think that's what we're trying to look for our elite players at our football club. And he probably sort of got to an 8 some weeks and then maybe a 5 over the time. But I think he's progressing okay. But on the weekend, he didn't have one of his best games. But I suppose everyone would have noticed that every time he was in our back line, the opposition rounded him up. He's got to work through that. They put a lot of time and effort into him to take away his influence on the game. And full credit to, and their skipper was the best at it. Riewoldt sacrificed his game to put his time into Bryce Gibbs. Well done for Nick. He helped the team win the game. It's a tough one, settling a player down to a position. I think even if you ask Chris Judd, he plays 2 or 3 positions on a day. Most of the players now play at least 2 positions. So you can't just say you're a midfielder or because when you go and play in a position, there's always structurally different things that you have to do in setups. So it's not just go and play this role and that's it for the day. Unless you've got a run with role. That's probably the easiest role in footy now, the ruckman or the run with role. Probably we could have helped him out a bit more in regards to that from the team's point of view. I suppose if you're getting a heavy tag, I think it's about the team's role to assist that player, but also the player's responsibility of working through as well. So it goes both ways. We could have probably been a bit more aggressive towards Jones as well. I think that's a challenge for us with all our players. I think we've had a lot of tools out. If you have a look at our injury list, it's mainly to our tools. So we've got a lot of tools out at the moment. So I think trying to keep our team out there, and especially our A-graders in Jared, out on the field is something that we are trying to do all the time. He hasn't achieved 15 games, I don't think, in the last 2 or 3 seasons. So I think that's, we need him to get closer to 20 than that 15 or 12 mark that he's sort of been achieving most years.